Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch My Hero Academia Vigilantes Season 1, Episode 6. Today I'm gonna try to watch 2 episodes. Episode 6 is 7. Guys, you know it, I'm catching up on you know, for these episodes of this anime, meaning that this week, I mean by that really just today, you discovered, when I'm filming, you discovered the episode 7. So I really think that, at least for Patreon, at some point, I'm gonna be right on time for each new episode. For YouTube, I'm not sure, because you know that on Patreon, we have 4 episodes of advance for the animes, meaning that we have 2 weeks of advance, so I don't know if before the end of the season it's gonna be the case or not. So yes, if you don't know it, on my Patreon you have 4 episodes of advance, meaning that if you're watching this right now, normally you have already my reactions and my thoughts to the episode 10 on my Patreon. And also you have the full reaction part, my reactions and my thoughts to everything, to the entire episode in full opacity. Remember that right now on YouTube you have only the intro and review part on that video, and that for the reaction part it's through a link into the description. I'm still respecting the fair use rules, you know, on that link, on that version of the video. I'm still playing with opacity with it because I want to respect the fair use rules. I want to be fair, you know, with this anime no matter what, but I'm forced to do things like that to not have any issue with these reaction videos for animes and with my channel. Let's be honest with it, it was a big story for Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's because of that also that I'm not reacting to new animes. I decided to react to that one just because, you know, it's a spin-off, it's related to My Hero Academia, to which I already reacted to. If you don't know it, I binge-watched all of My Hero Academia, all of the seasons, all of the OVAs, all of the movies, everything. I'm gonna put the link, you know, for the playlist that I made for it. If you don't know it, I made a playlist for each show, each anime that I'm reacting to. And yes, because I watched all of My Hero Academia, even if after Jujutsu Kaisen and the issues that I had for it, I was not feeling like reacting to a new anime, and it's still the case. I still think that I'm not gonna react to a new anime, you know, into the future. But this one, being related to My Hero Academia, the OG show, I was like, okay, maybe I can still try it, you know, maybe I can still do it. So here we go, in fact, with this one, and that's gonna be surely, in fact, the last new anime on my channel. Because I want to be there, you know, for the new seasons of the animes that we're already watching, discovering together. I mean by that, Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, Chainsaw Man, like really we're already watching a lot of animes together, and I'm pretty sure that I just forgot at least one. Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, Chainsaw Man. I watch Attack on Titan and Death Note. I'm forgetting one, and a big one, I'm sure of it. But Jujutsu Kaisen! Like really, I just talked about it, but that's it, I forgot Jujutsu Kaisen. If I want to be there for the new seasons of this 4, I need to not react to new animes because of that. Guys, here we go with today, normally 2 episodes of this one, that's gonna be great. I'm glad to be back with this universe, you know, through that spin-off. The new characters, this trio, they are really cool. I appreciated a lot that during the last episode we had the background of Papa Steppe. I can't remember her real name. We had it during the previous episode, but I can't remember it. I was glad to discover that at some point Koichi saved her and she maybe became a hero. I mean, an illegal hero because of that, and no matter what, when she noticed him, it's truly because she noticed him, she recognized him, and she's waiting since a long time to confess him the truth. I'm that girl, I'm that kid that you saved, you don't remember it, but I want to thank you for it because I didn't have the time, the opportunity when I was a kid. It didn't happen, but at some point it's gonna happen, that reveal, you know. But no matter what, to know that background, and to know also now why Koichi, I thought that he failed to that exam, you know, to enter into an academia, but in fact it's just that he was late for it because he saved Puppe Steppe as a kid. Because he was late, he couldn't pass the test, and in fact he couldn't become an hero. It means that it's a test that you can only pass once, and after that you're done. And no matter what, that's not great. Even if thanks to that we have that situation, that's not great. And I'm saying thanks to that we have that situation, they're an illegal group and they're dealing with a lot of issues. Not only enemies that they fight, or not only enemies who know that they exist and maybe who are gonna target them, but also the police, all of that, who don't appreciate the work that they do. The heroes we saw with Aizawa, we saw with Ingenium, that they understand the situation, they understand that this group has reasons, you know, to be in place and to act, and that it's okay to let them do their stuff. They're keeping an eye on them, just. Okay, I'm gonna stop this intro, let's go for this episode. I still have issues with my sciatic nerve, so I might move a little during the episode, during the review. I didn't move at all during this intro, that's a miracle. Like really, it means that it's improving, but I still have issues with that, so I might move a little during this episode and the review. It's just a fair warning for you, and if you're seeing me, you know, being like, you know, making a face while I'm moving, it's gonna be because of that. Let's go, guys, for this episode! That's a good episode, and I might have a new cool character to appreciate who can become my favorite in no time. Because if you don't know me, you know that for sure I always love the main characters of these animes, like for example for My Hero Academia, because they are making me love them, you know, the writers, and we're spending time with them, so for sure they are my babies and I want to protect them and I'm proud of them, all of that. But I have that tendency also to appreciate secondary characters more than I should, and right there, maybe it can be the case for Soga. At least I felt something, you know, during this episode. I felt that, hey, I could really appreciate you because of that background that they presented about the fact that, you know, since we met him during the spin-off, we're like, he's a villain, he's a bad guy with his group, with his two friends. It's really someone that we can't appreciate, we can't even listen to him when he tried to meet us, to give us information. Our guys didn't want that. And I didn't think twice about that, you know. It was what the main characters were thinking, were doing, so I didn't think about it more than that. But now that we learned his background, and now that I know that he thinks the exact same thing than me about the system in place into that universe, about the fact that it's such a shame that they are categorizing kids as soon as they have their quirks, considering that because of their quirks they could become dangerous, and because of that they are discriminated by the other students, by the teachers, by the society, and in fact these kids can be pushed by all of that, you know, to become villains, to become bad people. The fact that this guy is thinking the exact same thing than me, but for sure I can appreciate him because of that, a lot because of that. The fact that apparently he's gonna become someone important for the group, like, I'm not gonna make the comparison, but you know, maybe he can give me the vibe of a bakugo, like Deku has his bakugo, like right there maybe Koichi can have his Soga, that's the name, Soga. For sure it's giving me a little that vibe, but that's a total different situation, a relationship, first time that they met, everything, like it's really fresh, their relationship in comparison. And it's really a total different situation, total different characters, backgrounds, all of that. But yes, I can have something for the kid. And I'm glad that this anime is talking about that subject that I'm talking about, and I'm defending, you know, at least I'm defending my point of view about that for the OG, the original anime, so I'm glad that we're talking about it. Stendhal, the fact that he's making justice by killing people, we already talked about it. About how bad it is and the fact that you can't compare the situation of our group while doing something illegal by fighting these villains, okay, but who never killed anyone, who are just trying to stop, to arrest, to help, to buy time for the true heroes to come. Like, clearly what Stendhal does, it's totally different. Him is going for the villains, not only when they are making something, you know, as villains, but also just like that, when he's considering that someone is a villain, he's gonna hunt for that person, and he's not just gonna try to stop that person, he's gonna kill that person. So that's totally different. To know more about that character, to see that the big girl wanted to manipulate him, for him to go with her, and at first he didn't want to see that he could have done that it's Sagus or Soga. Really, I'm gonna learn his name. I swear I'm gonna learn his name, but for now I don't know. With our guy, he wanted to do it with our guy. The fact that the big girl wanted to take that occasion to test her drug, I love the fact that our boy said no. It proves a lot, you know, about him, about his principles and all of that. Well, after that, she forced him to take the drug through her bees, and we had that fight, we had Koichi intervening, we had Knuckleduster intervening, and I thought also that it was nice to make the little comparison between Knuckleduster and Stendhal. The fact that Knuckleduster, we saw him, he can go really far, you know, with fighting the villains, interrogating the villains, all of that. But he's never crossing the line, and the fact, you know, that he put that wire to represent that line into their fight, the fact that at the end he crossed it a little, like clearly I think that the writers wanted to play with that metaphor, with that symbolic thing. No matter what, yes, they are different, Knuckleduster and Stendhal. There is a limit that Knuckleduster is not gonna cross. Again, I would want to know more about him, about his background, the fact that he's older, he has all of these scars, he has no quirk. It means that there is a story behind the fact that he evolved himself into all of that. So, for sure, I'm interested by it. By him, by all of that. Oh, that was a good episode because I felt this episode like the introduction of a new character who is gonna stay with us for a long time, who was at the beginning presented as a villain but can in fact become at some point an ally and maybe a friend. Maybe at the beginning just a source of information, then an ally, then a friend. I would appreciate that. We'll see if we're gonna have that or not. I'm I'm gonna stop this review right now. I'm gonna watch one more episode today. It's all for you for this video. Remember that if you're watching this on YouTube, you have already my reactions and my thoughts to the 4 next episodes on my Patreon, if you can be interested. It's all for you for this video, and it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hey.